Hello?
My name is John Machado, and this is the Gunpowder Plot Show, also known as the Guy Fawkes Podcast, and we're accompanied by none other than Bad Dog himself, Bentley Meadows. Hi, buddy.
Hello, hello.
What's up, homie?
Dude,
Yeah,
I had my rig ready to go with Bluetooth headphones,
Mm-hmm.
and then when I turned it all on, it all got retarded.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, it was like telling me my drivers were bad, and I'm like, computer, you're getting restarted right now.
So, that makes a really good point about AI in general. I mean, tech in general. And then AI, which is where they want to go, right? Is look at all the problems that we have now, let alone if we were to ever end up in a voluntary matrix like they want to do. Shit loses power all the time. You know, like the thing that we should worry about when it comes to like a flying car, how many retards out there allow for themselves, myself included, to run out of gas? You know, how many fucking flying cars are gonna come crashing to the earth because somebody chanced it when it came to charging their battery the night before? You know, happens to the best of us. I mean, in every horror movie, somebody's cell phone runs out of battery right when they need to call somebody. You know, it's a catalyst for many a problem in horror movies. So, just like you said, when trying to come up with a new way to listen and do shit, it doesn't work, does it? It takes a little bit more finagling.
Well, it worked perfect right up until 5 minutes before you did your thing. I was in the middle of restarting it when I got your invite, and I was like, well, I got it. Give me a minute. And it's all up. I took the Bluetooth out. So we're all good for now.
Okay. Well, maybe by Tuesday, we can do a video. Maybe we can fuck around Tuesday and finally get a video out. I've been really wanting to. There's one in particular that one video I'm going to want to share, and me and you can kind of dissect as we go through it, because as I understand, for YouTube, you can't let it go for, what is it, it's either more than 30 seconds or more than a minute 30, something like that, without, if you're breaking down somebody else's content so that you don't get hit with that strike or whatever. But I think that'll be easy for me and you to like watch so much of, and it's the Sam Cedar response to the issue that I was going to bring up tonight, which is the Project Veritas's new video of the Pfizer exec, Jordan Tristan Walker, who is the Director of Research and Development Strategic Operations and mRNA Scientific Planning at Pfizer. For anybody who hasn't saw the Project Veritas video, which you and me can talk about right now, they got another one. Some gay guy went out with this fella, Jordan Walker, who is also a gay guy, and got him saying some shit. And then I guess it was like the same night as they caught this video, they stung him. They came in and what's his name? James O'Keefe walked in and had the iPad ready to go and was like, "What do you mean by mutating the virus?" And fucking this guy, this is the best video yet, I think, because this guy, have you seen the video?
Yeah, I watched him. The one where he's like, I'm a liar. I was lying.
Listen, I was just trying to impress them. I'm a liar. And they fucking went on to try and break all the iPads and shit.
Yeah, when I saw that, I was like, okay, wow, dude, you really don't know where you are or what's going on, do you?
Yeah. Listen, if you want to make people believe you, doing what you're doing right now is not the way to do it, man.
Oh, he was down on his hands and knees.
Yeah, The other
on
guy
that.
came up, fucking launched his ass, dude. One of the Project Veritas guys came in and pushed him, and it was as if he didn't weigh but 60 pounds. He slung his ass. I was like, damn. But he also, whatever the charge would have been? It would have been aggravated theft, I think. When you physically try to break somebody's thing, I think it's technically aggravated theft or something like that. But anyway, that dumbass, man. So I've watched a couple of videos. I'm a little disappointed with my dude, Dave Smith, his response to it, him and Robbie Birdstein. A little disappointed with their take, but still love the guys. They're great. But they were kind of siding with the guy and saying, all right, well, you got him drunk. He was on a date with a guy he thought he was going to get laid with, and so he's trying to talk himself up and shit like that. And it's like,
Yeah, so
I know, but listen, dude, there's more than just a kernel of truth to the things that he was saying, because he was downright explaining some shit. He was dropping some information. Again, this is a long ass title. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 names, sort of. 8 words. Director of Research and Development, Strategic Operations, and mRNA Scientific Planning. That's him. I was watching Sam Cedar, and this is the video me and I'm gonna have some fun with, hopefully on Tuesday. But Sam Cedar was like, he's just mid-level, and I'm like, okay, he might not be a CEO, but stop pretending as if he's some fucking not knowing anything person. Like, this fucking guy knows what he's talking about. He's sitting up there, and the one of the big things that he talked about was that they were mutating the virus. Sam Cedar was trying to act like, well, they weren't mutating it; they were having it in a controlled area and watching it mutate. Okay, so
okay.
I'll bring this up.
Is he gaslighting me? Hello?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure.
He's telling me in the same sentence what they're doing and that they're not doing it.
Yeah, exactly. So what they're doing, and I'll say it like this. Okay, yes, it is a controlled area. They do have part of the virus in there, but what they're doing is they're introducing it to other things that it wouldn't naturally come into contact with, in order to see it mutate, in order to mutate it. That's what they're doing. This idea that, oh, well, they just, who the fuck would just have it sitting in a fucking, a glass box, just looking at it, seeing if it's gonna, no, that's not what they're doing. They are malevolently doing this shit in order to come up with a vaccine to then sell that also isn't going to work, which is kind of the confusing part to it, right? They haven't had a vaccine yet that worked against this fucking thing, so they're just going to keep making not good vaccines and killing more people, which is something that's really been kind of taking shape here lately. I don't know if you've noticed as many people turning, like liberal lefties and fucking mainstream people, and like the mindset's turning to where people are understanding that this was all horseshit. They're all coming to our side now, and it's starting to feel pretty good. It's people are waking up, and it's bittersweet. It's nice to know that people are starting to wake up, but then you have the fucking wave of fear that is washing over people. I can't remember his name. The guy that wrote Dilbert, the Dilbert comics, he was out, and I guess, I didn't know this, but I guess he was like pretty bad on the anti-vaxxers. He was shit talking them, you're stupid if you don't get it, and this, that, and the other. And now that things have changed, he's come out to say they won. They were right. The anti-vaxxers were right, and he was kind of saying it in like a, it's hard for anybody to admit that they're wrong. It is. It just is. It's a hard thing to eat crow and have egg on your face. But he then said, but now, they don't have to worry about what I have to worry about, which is what's going to happen to me in the next 5 months or 5 years. What is going to happen to my body? Am I going to end up dead? And that is the wave of fear that is going to wash over all these people that took the vaccine. And we're not out of it either. Us people that didn't get it, because we have family and friends that we all know that took the damn thing. And yeah, what happens? What if something happens to them? It's something that I haven't wanted to think of. I've got my own mother, who I love to death, who took the damn thing.
What about the word that we don't hear about anymore? But remember when they were throwing shedding around?
Yeah. I don't know if that ever really caught on too much. I don't know if that was like so much of a thing. I know people were talking about it. Alex Jones was talking about it and everybody, but I don't know if that, like, I don't know. I got a buddy of mine who he was having relations with a lady who had gotten it. No sheath, if you get what I mean. Wink, wink, nod, nod. He was doing it without a condom. And he's worried that maybe some of her infected self got into him doing that, I'm like, well, I don't know. I mean, I guess, but
I don't know.
I'm glad I don't have to worry about it. I'm married. Me and her were both like, fuck the vaccine. We're not getting that shit.
And I still haven't been sick. Knock on wood. Thank you, Jesus.
Yeah.
But I've been around all kinds of people that were sick.
Yeah. Well,
but I'm like, I don't worry about it.
You know what? I mean, I would only imagine that since we didn't inject it directly into our into our body, that shedding, I mean, I'm no virologist, but that even their shedding, I think our immune system would be able to fight it off.
Well, if you're a normal person, yes.
Huh?
If you're a normal person, sure.
Yeah. But maybe somebody with a compromised immune system, you're saying?
Well, like somebody who's sitting in a basement for the last 2 years, or at the house and hasn't been out. And
good point, yeah.
The people who are scared.
Which is kind of everybody, right? We're all catching all sorts of fucking viruses that we normally would be able to fight off. We're all getting more sick more often.
Yeah, because I think everybody hung out at the house and didn't get out for 2 years, and now you're back at it. And but I said, we really didn't have that problem here.
Right.
I was out at the golf today, and the parking area was packed.
Yeah, the pictures you were sending me were awesome.
What
do they call that? The Glades?
I was in the Key Vista, but I was like in the mangroves and.
Oh, I like that dog, man. Cool looking dog.
Even today, somebody was like, "Is that a beagle?"
Yeah, it does kind of look like a beagle.
I'm like, well, he's like the biggest beagle ever.
Oh shit, dude! When we were at sorry everybody, the last 2 days, I had to not do an episode. So this is gonna sound real gay. Okay, this is gonna sound real faggoty. I had to put my cat down, and I didn't think I'd have the feelings I did for this damn cat. Like, I don't know, man. It's sad. It's like, that's the gay part, is that I'm like sad over a cat, right? Everybody can understand a man being sad over his dog, but a fucking cat, like, come on, get over it.
Oh, my friends, they had to put theirs down the same day.
Like, yeah, dude, it's fucking.
And that was my sleeping buddy for a couple years, actually.
Yeah, you said that. It's like fucking.
That was an Orbit kitty. I'm like, damn.
It just sucks. So like 2 days ago we put it down, and then last night, just because my daughter was real sad. It was my wife's cat before we ever met each other. She's had it for 13 years. And my son, they were all sad. And my wife was like, can we all just sleep in the front room, and have the dogs around us and everything? I was like, sure. So the night before, what had happened, my office is in the basement. And we have like the kind of living area also is behind me with the my couch and TV and everything's down here. So she was sleeping down here with the cat before we put it down. So I wasn't gonna do a podcast because that's like the only place I can really. This is the only place I can do it. So we didn't do it that night, and then last night we all slept in the front room. So now we have it here tonight. So that was kind of the explanation. But I can't remember where I was going with all that. Yeah, I was surprised at how how sad I got. Like sucked. Now I think I said it to you. I'm unprotected from snakes for the next however long before we get a cat. But luckily, it's the winter and snakes are cold-blooded. So
there you
I
go.
gotta worry about it. Yeah.
I got a real good, quick cat story. A buddy of mine was putting his old cat down when we were late teenagers. Something I've done, been around, and
Sure.
Usually it was somebody with like a 22 or 25 or something like that.
Yeah.
And so we get down there and we're on like this river bank, and he pulls out the pistol, and I was like, oh my God. He'd like pulled out a Dirty Harry 45.
Oh my
I was
God.
like, dude. He's like, what?
Dude.
I was like, well, he's like, will it work? And I'm like, well, yeah, but
Will it work? Fuck
I'm like,
you,
we
dude.
are
There's
in the
not gonna be
city,
anything
man.
left.
I would have brought a 22. I'm like, I'm going up here. I don't even want to watch this. Walked away from him. I was like,
Dude.
oh, I'm done here.
Damn. For anybody that doesn't know, that would have blown the fuck. So this is what I tried to tell my wife, and I tried to tell her in like the nicest of ways. I was like, listen, where I come from, the South, how we handle situations like that, even with dogs, is we go and we buy them their favorite dinner, right? Usually with the dogs, it's a raw steak. You take it out into the woods, you give them their steak, and then you take out your gun while they're eating, and you put them down. It's
Yep.
quick, it's fast, no pain, they're done. And of course, at the moment I said gun, she was like, you're fucking terrible. All this. I'm like, listen, I'm not doing that. All right, we'll do it the way that you want to do it.
Well,
I heard,
that's sad to watch them put it down that way. To me,
holy fuck, man, it's so drug out.
I watched an ex-girlfriend of mine put her dog down at the vet, and they had to like do him a couple times because he wouldn't die, and it just broke my heart, man. I was like, oh my
After
God.
the first attempt, you should have been like, you know what? I don't think it's his time.
Well,
doing this.
he was jacked up and whatnot. He was an old dog, and
Yeah.
but it did. I'm like, but even that dog didn't want to go, and
Yeah. It's hard, man. And like I said, it is drawn out. And trust me, when they told me the price, I was like, good Lord, a bullet is maybe like $2 at most now.
yeah, I
including inflation.
remember quoting somebody at one point, and they're like, well, how much would it cost? And I was like, well, for me, and they're like, yeah, and I was like, 22 cents. That was,
You gotta throw in the gun oil, right? I want a new thing of gun oil. Fucking gotta clean the gun after you're done. Oh man, I mean, for anybody that the things that I'm saying right now, I know for people who aren't used to this, it's like bizarre, right? Now it's like monstrous. They think this is just culture. This is Southern culture. It's how we've dealt with this for decades and centuries. This is just what Southern people, and we still love our animals. It's not as if we don't. And there's plenty that don't love their
yeah,
animals.
and I'd have killed people over my animals.
Hell yeah. But you got to understand, we also have this understanding of like, we don't want the animal to suffer. Okay? And so we put it out of its misery. That's all we're doing. And we give it, we go out and buy it a nice steak. All right? Not a T-bone, but we get it in a nice steak for a dog. For cat, I don't know, fish or some shit. Tuna fish. And then you let them eat. You let them get about halfway through. and then you put them out of her misery, and that's it. You want to make sure you're good at shooting too, or get close. You can leave a mess. I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah,
Fucking trust me, dude. Like we
that's
were
not
sitting
something you
there.
want to mess up.
Yeah, well, I was kind of going through my head. Again, I said that they told me the price, and I'm like, fuck. All right, I got that 20 gauge. Them shells. Like which? How would I do it? Would I do it with the? I don't want it to. I don't want to like hit it with birdshot, which is all I got for the 20 gauge right now. I don't want to hit with birdshot and still be alive. So I might have to get real close, but maybe I should just take the 40 cal. That'll do it. But I don't want to miss and wing it. Like I got all those thoughts going through my head, which I know it sounds so like fucked up to be thinking these things. This is what men do. This is the shit we think about, man. You know. Um.
Well, yeah, that's just how it's done. People are like, we gotta. I understand their side,
Oh
but
yeah, for sure. I
I get
totally
it.
understand. Yeah.
But I'm like, all right, but but then I'm sorry, I pee standing up.
Yeah.
I understand why you pee sitting down. I get it.
Have I ever told you the story of I probably haven't. When I think it was when my mom was pregnant. Uh we were in Arkansas, right? And her sister, who they were born and raised in like Detroit metro, um they came down to visit with them, and it was my mom, my dad, my two sisters, and then my mom was pregnant with me or something to that effect. And when they came down, they were like, where's my dad? And he had just walked in, and oh, I'm sorry, my mom was cooking something, and my aunt said, "Ooh, that smells good. What is it?" And my mom was trying to like do the don't say anything to my dad, like cut the throat, like don't say anything. And my dad didn't see it, and he just blurted out squirrel. he had, he hunted for our dinner. This is what he did while we were down there. We were that broke, right? That poor. And she like couldn't. She just couldn't. She's city folk. She came down to where we were, and in the Ozarks, and just couldn't do it. Couldn't eat squirrel or rabbit or deer. Excuse me. She's used to eating, shit out of a grocery store. So well, I guess not needless to say, but she goes, nope, I'll take you guys out to eat. And they, for the time that they were down there, only ate at like restaurants and shit. Which I don't know if he knows this, but even like the southern restaurants down there in the Ozarks where we were, like they were still like, selling. Oh shit! I just saw this thing the other day. Oh fuck! I can't believe it's been this long. Rooster fries. You know what rooster fries are?
Nope.
No, they're rooster testicles. Fried rooster testicles.
Yeah.
I remember
I'm gonna
I
pass
worked at.
on that one. But if
Yeah,
somebody's like
yeah.
has a
I never.
bowl and passing them around, I might grab something. Then somebody
Oh, I
tell me
just
what they
thought of
are.
this,
Like,
dude.
oh,
I just. It's so gross. I've never eaten them, but I accidentally tricked my. I didn't accidentally. I purposely tricked my buddy into ordering when I used to work at a bar down there in Tennessee. My buddies came in. Me and the one other guy knew what they were, but my other friend didn't, and we got him to order some and ate them. And he made it about halfway through, and I was like, "Are they good?" And he was like, "They're delicious." those, are, those are rooster testicles. Oh, what a terrible thing, man. We were so mean to each other. Um, but yeah, all sorts of restaurants in the South sell shit like that, and squirrel and rabbit and what have you. Good old
roadkill,
times.
baby.
Roadkill. Roadkill Cafe.
I got granny or brownie points with a buddy of mine's mom. We call Granny
Mm-hmm.
for taking her groundhogs.
Taking them and eating them?
No, she would eat them. I didn't. I just got brownie points.
Groundhog. I'd try it. I'd try groundhog.
Oh, I've eaten it. I
I've
remember
never had it.
Yeah, it was. Ended up. I liked it, and then I was told it was groundhog brains, and I was like,
Oh.
okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't ask what we were eating anymore.
Just the way you said that. Okay.
Okay, yeah, I know that's true. But after that, you know,
Yeah, I get it, dude. Um, my brother-in-law, my wife's brother, he talks with it. He's born and raised here in Michigan. Talks with a like a southern accent. He's kind of one of them. I don't know. I don't know why he does it, but he does, and he. I don't want to talk terrible of him, but he tries to put on like a southerner, and he likes to try and I don't know like shock me, and he had brought over some I think it was venison, like a deer brain or some shit, and I was just like I've heard of people doing it, and I'm like I'm not eating it. It's just like it grosses me out because I don't want to eat any animal's brain. I
no, I
want to eat
don't
their.
want. No, I'm with you on that. I'm like, no.
I just don't want to eat the brain, dude. Like gross. Like I don't know, man. But I don't think he ate it either. I think he was just trying to get whatever. But ugh, it's like this is a stupid psych out, man. It ain't gonna work.
Yo,
But
Granny was old school.
ugh, brain just not appetizing. Can't imagine. But
No,
I'll eat most
my
other
mom
things.
all grossed me out when she would eat like pickled pig's feet. I remember like watching her eat that
Yeah.
one day and was like, oh my god,
You ever had turkey neck?
no.
Me neither. No,
Unless I
thank you.
had it at Granny's, because like I said, I stopped asking.
Yeah. You ever had gizzards?
Yep, gizzards,
You
liver.
like them? I don't like them.
I don't mind them. They're done right.
It tastes like liver, like any animal, like cow liver, any liver, like ugh. I just don't. It tastes. I don't know. It almost tastes like dirt. Like bad dirt, and I don't want it.
Well, that's kind of what it is.
Basically, yeah,
It does the grinding of their food or something. It holds
something.
rocks in.
Mm. Yeah, I don't want any. I don't want the organs. I don't like eating it into the heart, lung, none of that. No thanks. I mean, I guess if I was like
I did it. Oh yeah.
if I was on like a band like a island or some shit, yeah, I'd eat every bit of an animal just to stay alive. But ugh, no thanks. Um,
Yeah, I quit a job when I worked at this place, and it was also a deli. And then one day they were like talking about beef tongue, and I'm like, "What? We sell beef tongue here?" And then they pointed it out at me, and they're like, "Yeah, could you slice it this?" And I was like, "Oh no, I'm out of
ew.
here. I'm out of here. I'm not."
Yeah.
It looked like a big tongue, of course,
Yeah.
but I was like, "Okay, we're done
Tongues
here."
are so big, dude. They are huge.
I
Out
was
of
not
any animal,
slicing that.
they're a lot bigger than you think. Yeah. No shit. No thanks, man.
I'm out of here. I'm going to get a different job.
What I thought was so funny, my my brother-in-law Brain. We were up here. We were talking. I don't know if we were talking to my sister, his wife, or my wife, and we were talking about lunch meat and like how something's real meat or whatever. And he was just like, "You don't really think that the fucking sliced meat is like right off the animal, do you?" He was like, "It comes in a fucking ball. There's no part on an animal that looks like that, you know? Like they gotta fucking process all that meat into that ball, and then they cut it into slices."
Yeah, there's no balls. No.
Yeah, well, at least not those size balls. they they got rooster fries.
I'll take
Oh,
two.
yeah, gross. But no, I mean I'll try just about every animal. As I say that, and then I think of dog and cat. I'm like, oh no, no,
Yeah, I'm not going
don't eat
there
that crap.
unless, there's zombies around. And
Sure,
I'm like, well, hell. I mean, there's
I've
zombies.
threatened. I've threatened to eat my dog a couple times, to his face. Many a time, I've threatened to eat him. I haven't, But yeah, if I had to.
I threatened
Yeah.
dogs that I would eat them. I remember one that come screaming and barking and like it was going to tear me a new ass, and
Yeah.
I stood my
Sometimes you got to do it
grounds
out of spite.
and told him I would fucking eat you, and it stopped and left. I was like, okay, well, cool. I will fucking eat you, dog.
Yeah. Outside of cats and dogs, there's all sorts of. I'd eat a bird in a second. Or try any bird if you had some.
Yeah, I'm not
Uh,
eating dog on purpose, cat on purpose, no.
we Catholics, right? We have to every Lent, which is coming up here pretty soon. Hopefully, Taco Bell comes out with those
Was
shrimp
that?
tacos again.
I was like,
Yep.
I thought that's when y'all ate belly buttons.
No. Gross. Gross. I have noticed the older I get, like that now that I'm old, for some reason, I get belly button lint. It's not a lot. It's like some kind of fucking whatever, but it's like just a little bit. I'm like, the fuck is this? You know, it's just because I'm old. I think it's because I got hair on my stomach and chest, and my shirt rubs up against it or something. At least that's the only idea I can come up with. Um, but shit, what was I gonna say?
Lint.
Oh yeah, so lint. So we can't eat meat. We have to eat fish. Shellfish is fine, shrimp is fine, all that. But I guess in downriver, which is just south of Detroit, there was a priest or a bishop or something that had allowed for us to eat. I think it's muskrat, because there were so many muskrat that lived out there, and they were like running all over. At least that's a weird story I was told. Never had muskrat.
Yeah, I'm not eating muskrat.
I don't know how it would taste. I mean, I'm
Muskrat
sure you can eat anything.
love. I want
Yeah,
that
I'd try a
Captain
groundhog.
Tennille.
Why not? You know, can't be any different than eating a squirrel or a rabbit. And I've ate both of them. What's funny is that like when you go hunting for rabbit or squirrel, which you should probably use birdshot. Um, you might catch a pellet. I remember my dad would often tell me, like, you know, don't bite too hard. You might break your tooth on a pellet. Like, all right, Dad. Thanks.
I remember that with the squirrels. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it always came within a gravy. I was talking with my friend the other day.
Ooh.
I was like, I always had it in a gravy or a stew.
Yeah, that sounds good. That sounds real good. I'm sure some of our listeners right now are like, gross. No, you just got to have a open mind, I guess. You got to come from the south.
You gotta wanna.
You got to wanna. Yeah, good idea. You got to wanna.
Because going out and hunting for squirrels is not for. It's easier said than done.
They're fast. They're real fast. You know, which is why you want to have a nice spread when you shoot at them. I often have. I have a lot of memories. My first time going rabbit. I think we were rabbit and squirrel hunting, and it was in the snow.
I gotta step away and
remember,
get coffee. I'll be right back.
all right, I'll tell this quick story. So I was out with my dad, and he disappeared. He's like, just aim this way. Like, told me whatever direction. Said, just aim that way, because he didn't want to get shot. I was like, all right. And then I hear ruffling, and I'm getting all excited and nervous. And I'll say this about hunting. Anytime I've ever hunted, now I've had to kill animals, put them down, what have you, stop them from suffering, what have you. But every time, I always felt bad. I don't know what it was, but I knew I had to do it, right? So I had to kill whatever animal, so I killed it. But I didn't want to do it. But no matter. So my dad's out ruffling, whatever, trying to, I think, push the animals towards me so I could shoot it. And he did. And I was inexperienced. I didn't know what the fuck I was doing, and I didn't see shit. You got to really look. You got to know what you're looking for and look whatever. I didn't know what the fuck I was looking at. And he comes out of the brush, fucking sticks and all sorts of shit sticking out of him. And he's pissed off at me. He's like, did you see him? And I'm like, no. He's like, well, what the hell? I pushed him your way. And then he's like all even more mad because like he had to grab the gun. Not that I was trying to point it at him, but I was like not paying attention to what I was doing, and the barrel kind of was going towards his direction, so he had to grab hold of it. And as he did, he saw that there was snow in my barrel. He's like, "What the fuck? Like you're not even like aiming with this. You're dragging it around the ground." It was not a great experience.
You
At
were a
least not
bad
that fun.
example.
I was not a great example of your first time out, or I don't know. You didn't prepare me for that part of the hunting session. But later on in life, I did become a decent hunter. It's just not that time. But what I like to, if he ever brings that up, I always bring up the time that he took out 2 wine bottles with him going deer hunting, and drank them both, and then saw a deer, and everybody knew it by the 6 rounds he shot off. I think I've heard 9, but I have not. I don't know a gun that he's owned that holds more than 6. So it must have been 6, and it was just boom, 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 boom. They were like, "Fuck, dude, did you get it?" Like it was my uncle, my cousin. These are the 2 that told me the story. They were out with him. Nope, didn't even fucking wing him. Dad's just out there drunk shooting at shit.
I had a friend do that. He went down one ridge, I went down another. Now, my hunting usually involves me finding a nice spot and sitting down and smoking.
Oh, yeah.
And maybe even taking a nap. But I sit there and he had his brand new AR-15. Oh, and it had all the bells and whistles on it. And I hear him shooting. And I hear like 6 rounds. Pow, 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 pow. And I was like, what the hell? I knew he'd missed, right? And I guess it wasn't that fast. But I was waiting for... He was also the type of person to smash things that didn't work the way he wanted them to. So I was like waiting to hear that rifle smacking up against a tree.
Yeah.
But he didn't. But I got up and met him. I knew he... I was laughing at him.
Yeah, that's always the first
He didn't
thing.
get any.
Get him?
Then I taught him how to sight it in. And a couple hours later, yeah, I asked him about that, and he's like, no? How do you do that? And I was like, okay, come on, man, let's go back to the house.
Yeah. Yeah, for anything that you're going to be shooting a projectile out of, like, you want to make sure that your sight, especially if you have more than just your iron sights on there, you want to sight it in. You want to take it out to the gun range or take it out to a fucking somebody's backyard.
Yeah, they
set up a target.
They move. Like AR-15.
After shooting it? Yeah.
No, you can adjust them, like click them right or left.
Gotcha.
And up and down in the back. Right or left in the back, or, yeah, and up and down.
Yeah. I've never shot AR-15. I've heard they're great. That or M16. Never shot either one of them.
Oh, they're works of art, dude.
Yeah, that's what I hear. I'm gonna. But just haven't yet.
Because there's no kick like you're used to.
Yeah. Well, I'm used to some that have some... I'm used to shooting shotguns. 16 gauge, 12 gauge. A friend of mine, I think it's Andre Willow Air. I think I said 16 gauge to him, and he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, 16." And he goes, "I've never heard of a 16 gauge." I'm like, "What? Like, how?" He's been raised with guns, and he's never heard of it. Have you heard of a 16?
Yeah, 16, 8 gauge, 12 gauge. 14,
yeah. 4x10, yeah. It's
not like real common.
30-06.
Well, no, 16 gauge is kind of common, right?
It's pretty common, yeah. I thought so. Well, I thought so. I've been raised with them, My dad had one. My grandpa had one. I think my grandpa gave my dad his. So my dad has 2, and then 12 gauge. I think I always liked the 12 gauge the most.
I like 20 gauge.
Yeah, that's what I got. I don't like my 20 gauge. I don't like it one fucking bit. Little single shot. It kicks. I've never had a gun kick as hard as that one does. I don't know what it is about that little shit, but it fucking kicks like a mule. And maybe it's just because the butt is small. I don't know. I don't know what the fuck the problem is, but like I fucking shoot that thing and I'm
It
even
probably is if it's smaller. That might
it just cuts right into your meat, dude. It
get
hurts.
you a little rubber, get you a bump stock
Yeah,
for a one
I can't
shot.
anymore, man. They're done. They're out.
I have a bump
They're
stock on
illegal.
my one shot.
Yeah, I know. Fucking whatever. Whatever fucking takes a recoil out of that damn thing. I'm afraid I remember when I first got it, we were all shooting it. We were shooting it over at my friend's house, and I do remember my friend's dad was like, "Damn, that's got a kick to it." My dad was like, "Yeah." Um, that was a bad memory for me because at that, like, I was maybe 10, and I was not holding the shotgun up or the butt where I should. Instead of like on the inside of the shoulder, I was holding it in between your shoulder and your bicep.
Right.
Right there. Oh, fuck, dude. I shot that damn gun 12 times. I mean, you can imagine the fucking soreness. Oh, I still think back to that day and I'm like, God. I mean, it made me stronger, I guess, but son of a bitch, that hurt.
Yep. Just step
But
into it, or you know what else? Just wear you a Carhartt with like the felt lining.
yeah, good point. Put some padding in there, like a little small pillow or something. But my friend's dad fucking shot it, hip shot it. And I mean, I guess he did all right, but dude, I'd be afraid as fuck to shoot that damn thing that way. You know, you just hold it down by your hip, fucking just
Right.
have at it. It's like, damn, I'd be afraid that damn thing would shoot out my hands, fucking fly backwards.
Yeah. I'm not big on that. No.
Yeah, I'd like to see what shooting a AR-15 would be like. You know, you said it, M16 is even better, right? So
Well, they're
I did right up the too.
practically kind of the same thing
Mm-hmm.
as far as like way it felt in my hand.
That's what she said.
But I shot ones that were like in Vietnam,
Yeah.
like the A2, I think, like a improved M16. But they do
Oh
M4s
yeah.
now. That's like obsolete M16.
Yeah, I know. Shit. Maybe I did. I don't know. Down at my cousins in Missouri or my uncles in Missouri, they had all sorts of shit that they'd let us kids get into and shoot. I mean, they had. Remember one particular time we went down. Was this before? I think this was before my cousin went off to war, and they had a skeet shooter, and they had some like old clay pigeons. That many of them busted when they flung them, when they skeeted them out. Before you could even get a shot on them while we were shooting. And we'd just shoot all sorts of guns, and this is back when ammo was cheap as shit. I remember it was the first time I ever shot a 45. I was pretty good with it. It's the first time I ever shot a 9mm. I think so. So I mean, who knows? Maybe I did. I know I've shot rifles. I remember shooting my dad's double barrel for the first time at a turkey shoot. Did I win it? My dad put it on his shoulder and then plugged his ears. Because I was too small. I think I was like 8 or 9. I was too small to hold it up, so he put it on his shoulder. Him and my his best friend and his son did the same. I mean, we're just crazy rednecks, right? They're drinking all day. We're having a turkey shoot, and they put it right on their shoulders, and they'd back up so that obviously they weren't at the end of the barrel, and then plug their ears and let us shoot off their shoulders. Holy shit, man! The old days were awesome. Wish we could go back to that. Wish we had more
Yeah,
people that had those balls.
me and the honey, we were somewhere driving around, and I was like, seems like there ought to be a turkey shoot sign up somewhere out here.
Hell yeah, man.
But I can't remember where it was, but there wasn't any.
See, if I started militia, I didn't come back to this conversation.
Call it a turkey shoot. That's where you start having a turkey shoot.
There you go. I'm going to start having turkey shoots. I'm going to have turkey shoots with chili cook-offs. And I almost want to do, instead of like, you know how they do like beer making competitions or whatever? I'd have a whiskey making competition. Hell yeah. I'm going to do this. I don't know what I'm going to call it yet, but I'm going to do it. It'll be a turkey shoot, whiskey making competition, and a chili cook-off. Hell yeah. That'd be so much fun. You know, have some people come out and play some music and shit. Like have some hillbillies from like, hell yeah. Just have a good time of it, you know.
Just hire you a good gun dude that sit there and watch everybody. And
oh, for sure, yeah.
Hire that guy. Pay that guy money to keep everybody in line.
Yeah.
The name escapes me what they call him, but
yeah, that's a good idea.
Somebody make sure, you know, somebody not dragging their rifle around in snow and.
Oh yeah, fucking what, me?
Got turtle, 10, man. Got turtle shit in their rifle.
Go to shoot it and it just blows up. Fuck. Yeah.
Well, 10's the right age, but yeah, there should have probably been a little bit more, you know, heads up, I guess. But how much heads up is a 10-year-old going to listen to?
Well, exactly.
Well, I don't know. I was at 9. I was pretty comprehensive. I knew, because I remember working at 9-year-old for things that I could do when I was 10.
Yeah. Well, I mean, if you think about it too, it's like I was saying, I was nervous as all get out, and he's ruffling up this, you know, and I'm trying to look for these. I'm not paying attention to my gun. I'm paying attention to whatever the fuck it is my dad's trying to shake out of this brush. Oh man, when he came out and he had all the sticks, he had sticks sticking out of his fucking coat and head, you know. Ah, shit. That was funny. And I didn't see not a damn thing. I didn't see nothing. Not a squirrel, not a bird, nothing. What would have been even worse if some fucking like bear or something would have came out of that fucker. Who I wouldn't, I'm trying to segue into this next part. What I wouldn't want to be security is the 5 black dudes that beat the hell out of Tyree Nichols. Have you heard about that?
I saw some of that video.
I haven't watched it yet.
But I didn't see him like beating on him
Yeah.
But I saw him, you know, was on the ground. I saw him get up and take off running. I saw some wore out cops come walking back without him.
Interesting.
Yeah, those brothers were they were wore out, dude. Breathing hard and wanting water, and of course, you know, I guess they were pissed off. But yeah, then they were in that special group, the Scorpion group.
What?
Yeah, it was the Scorpion, the name of the division of anti-gang or anti-whatever. These guys, those 5 guys were part of a different offshoot of the cops, I guess, their own little thing, and they were called the Scorpions.
Okay.
But there was like in a, you know, and as bad neighborhood goes, they're in it. But
yeah.
I don't know how a dude got up and took off and got away from him anyway. And then I heard one of them say, yeah, you reached for my gun. And I'm like, oh, well, you know, I don't know. It wasn't nothing clear to me, but no doubt they had a bad attitude.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, there is no doubt in my mind that those brothers had bad attitude. And they went too far.
Yeah. I have not seen this video. I'm watching it right now as we're talking. I'm seeing them running after him. It's a long one, right?
Yeah, and I stopped watching it, and then I because I was like I said, I never saw him actually laying hands and beating on him. I saw him tase
Holding
him,
them down. Yeah, I
and
think I
at
just saw
before
that
then
too.
he got up and took off. He
Right.
ran from them, which I don't know. That's not normally how I deal with cops when I get pulled over. So
Yeah.
they're like, yeah, they
Again.
need to teach cops how to handle people. I'm like, man, they need to teach people how to handle, sitting and
Yeah.
dealing with whatever the hell cops got to deal with, for a minute.
If I can try to see the mindset of the majority, I don't even want to say the majority, but the black community when dealing with let's say let's say Tyree Nichols or whatever his name is.
He didn't look like a thug. He didn't look like he was,
Yeah, he looks skinny. He looks like a little fella.
and he looked like, he had normal people clothes on.
Yeah. The what I would imagine happened was he was taught that, and also all the shit from the media and what have you is
He
rap
said
and
he was going to
shit.
George Floyd him. They did.
The cop said that to him.
No, he did.
Oh, oh. Well, see, so there you go. Is that he's got the mindset in him that okay, these cops are going to try to kill him, right? They're going to try and suffocate him and kill, or some crazy shit. So that's in his mind, right? So if that were in your, if you really believed it, that the cops that were grabbing hold of you were going to actually kill you, they were going to try to kill you, I I guess like if you really believed it, then you can kind of understand him getting up. Like I know nothing about this. I just know that I got a call from my sister-in-law, and she called me and she said, or well, she was calling my wife, but she was calling to talk to me. And she goes, where does your mom live and all that? And I go, well, no, they're like 3 hours away from Memphis. She was like, she was like, because they're gonna start rioting. And I was like, for what? She's like, this guy got beat up by the cops and shit. And I was like, oh, okay. And then I heard the story later about Tyree Nichols in the Memphis PD, and then it turns out it was 5 black cops. It wasn't any white cops, nothing like that. And I was like, oh shit, okay, so what all happened? Still to right now, even though I've seen a part of this video, I still don't know why they pulled him over or got to the scene or whatever was going on. I don't know anything that was said. Nothing, just nothing. I just know that the video was released and that people were mad about it, and this guy got beat up by the cops and died.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, dude probably shouldn't have been doing something,
Yeah.
but not that's not up to the police to put that kind of judgment on someone.
Well, it reminds me, fuck, Kelly. Shit. Is it Thomas Kelly or Kelly Thomas? It's so sad that I forgot his name. It's been so long. What were the early 2000s? Over there in, shit, what was it, Arizona? The white guy that got beat to death by the 4 cops while he's screaming for his dad. It reminds me of that, like cops shouldn't be beating somebody to death.
No.
Like,
No, no,
I get
no.
I get a shootout, somebody shoots at you, whatever, you shoot them. I even understand like trying to tase them, which is supposed to be non-lethal, and let's say, they have whatever heart defect or whatnot and they end up dying. Okay, it wasn't intentional, but you tried to do it the non-lethal way and they ended up dying. All right, but fucking beating somebody to death as cops, it's like I get wanting to crack them a couple times to get them to stop, doing whatever, but beating somebody to death, it's just like I don't know how you can justify it. And
No,
even
you
with
you
Derek
can't.
Chauvin,
No. No, 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 no.
yeah, Derek Chauvin, again, his only sin was not repositioning himself when he felt him go limp, you know, and I even to this day, I don't believe that he killed that man. I don't think George. I think the drugs killed him. He killed himself on accident because he was all fucking freaked out, worried about the cops coming to get him.
Yeah, why like two other cops didn't slap handcuffs on him and pick his big dumb ass up and throw him in the back of a cop car is
Well, I guess they
beyond me.
did. No, I guess they did. That's why he was out. He wanted to be out, and they fucking listened to him and brought him out because he's sitting there going, I can't breathe or whatever. I got to go outside, and they let him come outside, and then they were kneeling down on him. Was the story that I heard, and it's like, and they got video of it where he's in the back of the cop car, and saying I can't breathe, and they're like, all right, we'll get you out, and they got him out, but they didn't want him to let him go anywhere, so Derek Chauvin kneeled on him. And then that's when the fucking guy came up and started videotaping him. And he was like, you got to get off him, whatever. Which he should have. As soon as he went limp, get off him. But I'm only saying that for in as much of, to get people to understand he didn't kill him. Derek Chauvin did not kill George Floyd. George Floyd took too many drugs, way too much fentanyl, and died. And now Derek Chauvin's in prison, I think, right?
Yeah, last I heard, they found him guilty.
Yeah. Which is
Which I thought was amazing that they would, because looking at him and his previous record, I was like, well, everything he did was okay. He's already done stuff like that. Even though some people didn't die, but
right. Yeah.
He had a history of complaints anyway.
Right.
A lot of them.
Yep. So, man, it's, just shit situation all around. And for this, I mean, it's like, I don't know.
But yeah, that's reckless, man. That, it's hard to sit there and say, well, 90% of cops are okay, or 98%, or whatever, when you see things like that.
Yeah, when somebody's getting beat to death, it's like, all right, that's something obviously is not right here.
Well, and like you said, that guy may have believed whatever, but Sam Harris made it clear in that one interview with the babies in the basement, where those people in the streets they all believed that black men were getting killed by cops.
Yeah, true, very true. Yeah, something's got to change, and I think it's on both sides. I don't think it's just the cops. The cops get called to these places. They're not out hunting. They're not out fucking vigilante and looking like for people who look like they could be doing crimes. Not necessarily. I'm not saying that cops haven't pulled over people because they look like they might be up to no good. But even that needs to change. Not on the cop side. People need to stop fucking mimicking these gangster rappers. Dressing like them, acting like them, talking like them.
Quit acting shady.
That's not helping shit out. Yeah, it ain't helping not a damn thing out.
Yeah, when you're acting shady, don't be surprised
don't be surprised. But then you'll have the Black Lives Matter, which is a corrupt organization that comes out, and fucking the media and the entertainment industry, they're like, well, they're innocent. It's like, oh, is he dead there? Oh no, he's alive there. I watched him drag him over to the cop car. Maybe they already beat the shit out of him.
Well, I saw pictures of him in the hospital, and somebody beat that boy. That ain't right. I don't know what they could have pulled him over. And I've known people who ran from cops and didn't get treated that way at all. I've seen them spit in cops' faces and didn't get beat that bad or beat like that.
Yeah.
Not even beat on, to be honest with you.
Yeah. I've heard stories. I mean, I just always grew up going, all right, there is a consequence to my action. I've been in some spots where, like, I knew I didn't do anything wrong. Like, I went to a party one time, right, down in Tennessee, and cops showed up. I was smart. I didn't have not a drop to drink. I had a Dr. Pepper at this party because I knew I had to drive, and I was just coming out to say hi and like hang out for a minute. Sure enough, cops showed up, and some people ran, and they got out. There's a great big fat ass cop that got out, and everybody laughed at him, which I think pissed off the rest of the cops for two reasons. One, one of theirs was getting laughed at, but number two, they had a fat ass cop that was on their in their unit. You know what I mean? Who embarrassed them. So I think they were pissed off on both sides. And then they got to me, and they're checking everybody's drink out and shit. And the cop did not believe me that all I had was Dr. Pepper, but I was a smart ass because I knew I didn't do anything, and they couldn't do anything to me. It wasn't my house. I just showed up. I wasn't drinking, yada yada yada. And I go, "You want to you want a sip?" He's like, "All right, smart ass." I was like, "Well, shit, I haven't done anything wrong." But had I been drinking and they caught me, I'd have been like, "I'm caught." Fuck, all right, slap the cuffs on. Guess I'm spending the night in the drunk tank. I would have been like, "Fuck the police," and start throwing on them or some shit. But I think it's not only how I was raised, but also just being a fucking smart person. Like, it's not going to work out for you when you've got a whole team of cops and it's just you. It doesn't make sense to fight them. I
Nope.
don't know.
No.
But
Yeah. I don't want to be doing my best impression of a potato bug.
true that. True that. So, and I'm sure this is still relatively new. This came out just a few days ago, I think. So,
Well, they got fired and charged.
all
They were all out
five
but
of them?
one like a day or so ago.
Yeah. So, I'm sure we'll hear more about it. I know Hassan Abi, Cenk nephew's son, or Cenk Uyghur's nephew.
I'm just
He
glad I wasn't a bunch of Jewish cops.
Why? Then we would have heard all sorts of shit. We would have had a black versus Jew. Are there Jew cops?
uh,
That's funny. I've never heard of a Jewish cop before. I've heard of Jewish army. Krav Maga. I don't think I've ever heard of a Jewish cop.
I don't know. I think a cop. I think Irishman,
Yeah, I
Scottish.
think Irish. Yep, yep. Here in Detroit, we got black cops who don't take shit from anybody. Every black cop I've talked to in Detroit they have not been in the most pleasant of moods. Like, it might just be my experience, but motherfucker, I came across some vice cops in Detroit when I was working the ambulance, and they fit the part, dude. They almost look undercover. They act about it. People that I came in contact with acted about as ghetto as can be, dude. They've had fucking sagging pants. They acted like they were in a fucking rap music video, dude. It was like bizarre. And then
Yeah,
they got in their little charger, took off, and it was just bizarre, man. I
I'd
was
have been
like,
like,
whoa.
"Hey, it's Starsky and Hutch.
Yeah.
What's up, guys?"
They've been like, what the fuck you talking about? Oh shit. No, nothing. Nothing. They might have been the ones that shot that dude in the face that I saw that walked into the ER. Matter of fact, it was the same hospital I seen them at. Maybe that's why they showed up. Oh shit. I'm connecting the dots fucking 15 years later.
Bow, bow, bow.
But yeah, I'm sure we'll hear more about this situation coming out. Sadly, it's just kind of a point to bring up. I don't know much about it yet. I'm kind of seeing them, not really seeing them hit them. See them kind of not roughing them up, but kind of throwing them around and trying to hold them down. Saw them drag them over the car and set them up next to it, but I've not seen like a strike thrown so far.
Yeah, I've never watched a beating, but I gave up watching.
Oh fuck! Oh shit!
Oh, is it on
Wait a
now?
minute. This dude walks up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe this is the 5 cops. They had him down. He's not really allowing them to hold him down, which is weird. I've always thought it's so weird. When you have more than 2 cops on a guy and they can't hold him down, I'm like, dude, you guys do fucking push-ups at all? This 5th guy comes up. He's got a baton out. And he took this stance like he's about to fucking hit a home run. And then the guy that's doing the video paused it. He's doing some talking or shit. I got him on mute. Let's see. Is he going to hit him? Is he going to hit him? Yep. 2. Ooh.
Oh, there you go.
Yep. I'm seeing it right now. There's 3. But he's up. Is he up on his feet? Yeah, he's up on his feet. Was he hit? I couldn't see if he was hitting him in the head. It looked like he was hitting him in the head. Damn. If he was hitting him in the leg, then it didn't. Then it kind of makes sense how he was hitting him that hard. But if he was hitting him in the head, holy shit!
And is it one of those, not a regular baton, but one of those?
Yeah, those retractable ones, or whatever you
Right.
call them. Yeah, it looked like that's what it was. Yeah, he slings it down. Yep, slings it down, moves in like he's about to just fucking go to town. And the guy starts sitting up. Where's his first strike at? The guy's got his hand on the ground as he's getting up. The guy kind of shuffles over, the dude that's going to hit him.
Tees off.
And then, oh, is he hitting his arm? Oh, fuck, where did he hit him? This other guy gets in the way so you can't really see. I think he's hitting him in the arm. You just, it's so far away. This video, which is pretty decent, is about, I don't know, 30 yards away.
Yeah, I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I could tell you took a beating.
Yeah.
I mean, you shouldn't have had to take something like that.
No.
You know. I'm pretty sure when I was a young man, I could have put handcuffs on him whether he wanted me to or not, especially if I was a cop. I could have done it by myself.
Yeah, if I got 2 other cops with me, dude. I do not agree with, because they did it for that Eric, whatever that Eric's last name was in New York, who was selling Lucy's. They choked him and he died. And then the shit with George Floyd. I can't remember whatever departments outlawed chokeholds. I do not agree with that. I do not agree whatsoever. What I agree with is to keep the chokeholds, but bring in jujitsu practitioners to train these cops how to fucking, I can't think of words, how to neutralize.
Yeah, get that position, man. You got to know how to get there.
Yeah, and definitely reposition or let go when you feel the body go limp. You know, you're still close enough where if they're just faking and they come back to or whatever, they start moving, you can grab hold again. You know, but I think teaching jujitsu to cops is a fucking must. Well, they could have done that here. You could have had somebody in a rear naked choke. Go ahead.
When I learned how to do the rear naked choke, the guillotine, I guess. But yeah, the rear naked choke. The guy that showed me how to do it made me promise not to do it to a black guy because he said they had something kind of flap that didn't flap sometimes.
I wonder if he's choked out some black guys and killed them. And he was like, must be a flap and a flap on a black guy. And fucking, you know.
But I was like, all right.
What?
I was like, okay. I won't do it. So I never did that with a black guy. But I remember I showed a friend of mine how to do it after I put it on him for a moment.
Fucking first time I ever knew what a rear naked choke was, I had a black kid grab hold of me in a pool and throw a rear naked choke on me in the fucking water. It was 6 foot water. And I'm getting fucking choked out. That was not pleasant. I'm alive today, obviously, but holy shit, that was... and he did it twice, little shit.
The trick to the rear naked hold, if you're getting it done, you want to turn, and it doesn't matter which direction, but you want to turn your whole body one way or the other. That's it.
Yeah, throw your chin down as best you can. Turn, try and get your legs off you.
But you're going to want to turn.
In a real life, life or death situation, grab him by the nuts, man. That will release some shit quick, fast, and in a hurry. If it's a dude. I mean, if it's a woman, I guess grab him by the pussy. You know, have at it.
I grabbed one dude just some fat on his side, and he let go of me.
You know, pinching works, man. I thought about tickling somebody, but I didn't want to get gay. You know, could you imagine in a fucking fight, somebody starts tickling? What the fuck? What?
All of a sudden, you're just sitting there going tickle, tickle, tickle.
It turns into a tickle fight.
Well, man, I tell you
Oh
what, I
shit.
would probably immediately stop messing with you at that point, let go,
Yeah,
get away
I'm not
from
doing
you.
this, man.
I'd be like, okay, 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 I give.
Yeah, I don't know what you're trying to do here, dude. But I'm not with it.
But so they starts tickling me, I'm out of there.
Oh fuck! I'm gonna call this one tickle fights. Uh, yeah. So, what I wanted to say earlier, because I'm gonna have to get off here, but about the Pfizer exec Jordan Walker. There's a couple things said. One was um, he had claimed that they were exploring mutation of the COVID-19 strain, um, and my argument to anybody that tries to say, like I said earlier, it's not as if they've got COVID, the COVID molecule in a glass box and they're just looking at it to see if it mutates. They're introducing other things that the COVID molecule wouldn't naturally come into contact to, and to purposely mutate it so that they can come up with a vaccine. That is gain of function. What they're now calling it is directed evolution. I saw somebody earlier today claim that directed evolution has been around for a while. It's the same name for the it's a different name for the same thing,
Yeah.
basically.
It's just more
That's what.
gaslighting.
Yeah, it's just gaslighting, straw manning, what have you. Uh, it would be like in cloning. It's the same thing as cloning.
It's science.
What
It's
you're doing,
science. You don't know.
yeah, it's science, but it's mad science. It's evil science.
Yeah.
It truly is. In cloning, all they're doing is they're introducing two things that wouldn't naturally um, come into contact with one another, and those two things are having a chemical reaction. That's it. That's all that's happening. And you could try and say the same thing. Well, it's just directed evolution. No, 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 no. That's evil. That's something that we shouldn't be doing. We shouldn't be mutating these things. We shouldn't be uh, developing gain of function. The argument to it against me, I guess, or against somebody like me, would be, well, we want to make sure that we have the antidote or whatever in case somebody else does it. And it's like, no, no, no. But you're the evil, mad scientist that's fucking developing it. So quit it. There should be none of this shit. If we've ever had a treaty like oh fuck, I can't, the Geneva Convention or whatever, if we've ever had something like that, this should be a part of it. To say no scientist should be coming up with gain of function. We were supposed to have that, and yet we still have scientists like the NIH and Fauci, and fucking now we have pharmaceutical companies that are coming up with it. This is all fucking evil. And what's worse is what this guy admitted to is that you have um, politicians who, once they're done with their term or they get voted out or whatever it may be, they lose their seat. Then they're coming over to Pfizer. And the guy said it was like a revolving door. You have all these politicians that are coming over to these pharmaceutical companies who then work for the pharmaceutical companies in order to get whatever drugs passed through Congress. And they're making hand over fist of money. There's another fucking claim right there that's just as diabolical. This is terrible, the shit that's going on here. And we definitely need to put a stop to it. Again, home run for James O'Keefe from Project Veritas. I really have no problem with what they're doing. I know a couple of people out there, like I said, Dave Smith even was like, yeah, that's not good. They're getting these guys drunk and trying to have them, getting them all horned up with these people. Usually it's a hot woman that's getting with these men, and or at least, going on dates with these men and getting them to spill the beans. It's like, dude, this is investigative journalism. This is what ABC, NBC, CNN, MSNBC, Fox News, it's what all the mainstream media should be doing. Instead, they have these corrupt fucking quote-unquote journalists who are being developed from academia to come out and just be these basically the propaganda arm for our government instead of real investigative journalists like Project Veritas. So that's my 2 cents.
I agree.
You got it. All right. Appreciate it. Thank you for agreeing. Yeah, you got any other things you wanted to touch on?
No, I think
All
I'm
right.
good for now.
Well, then we can save up for Tuesday, which is just a couple days away. Would you like to plug yourself, good sir?
Yeah, check me out at the Bad Dog Show and Bad Dog Show at yahoo.com and the fringeradionetwork.com, fringeradionetwork.com.
And he's also on Facebook. Please do go listen to him. I love if we have overlapping listeners and viewers. Bentley is a good buddy of mine, and will be for, I assume, the remainder of our lives. So he's a good dude. I really enjoy, and obviously we've really ramped up the amount of shows that we've done, and we'll continue to do. So go check him out. You can get a hold of me at metv1105@gmail.com. That is metv1105@gmail.com. Check out the website, theweaponbook.com. That is theweaponbook.com. First chapter is still free. Check out the rest of it. Search me up on any social networking platform with the exception of TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Just look up my name, John Omerchada. Until next time, be accountable, be responsible, don't be a bitch-ass liberal. Later, buddy.
Peace.